and welcome back to the podcast. Before we forget, Ram Duran,
I'm Mike.
and we like to keep it short and sweet. So, Mike, what you got for me?
All right, so Harrison Butker, he recently said that women shouldn't be so career focused, but instead be more focused on being a wife and a mother. Do you agree?
Ain't that the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs?
That is the yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, he just tried to set women back like 100 years. Like, I don't think that women should just raise kids and be at home. First of all, that's gonna make them go crazy, and we got enough issues as it is. Um, I think women can be career focused, but I do think they have to pick a struggle. And what I mean by that is you do have to pick whether or not you want to be like a stay at home mom or you want to pursue that career because there's some things you got to give and take, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to be a mom, you can't be focused on your career because you got to take time to nurture your children. And so we're taught to operate as men and women like machines. So we like, okay, we just put my kid in daycare and do this, that, and the third. They'll go to school, same thing we all think, right? But in real time, we know that that's not the best solution. We have to spend that time with our children. We have to be there to teach them right from wrong. We have to be there for those important moments, stuff that we miss. Or, sometimes we sacrifice. Like, just imagine, when we're fathers, we're married. I remember being so excited seeing my son walk for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And it was just so captivating. You would have thought like aliens came to Earth or something. Like, for real, that was a moment I did not want to miss. And I was one of the lucky people to actually see that happen. Like, I wanted to see my son get circumcised. I wanted to cut his umbilical cord. And nowadays, people don't get excited about that stuff.
Right.
Because we're moving all the time. So if both parents is career driven, some stuff get pushed to the side. But you can't be both because if you're a career focused, then you're pursuing a dollar. You're pursuing a good retirement and a comfortable life, right?
Right.
And if you're doing that, when are you going to find time to be a parent?
So are you saying that the woman has to be the one that's more family focused and the man can be career focused?
Well, for the question, I'm saying no. I think a woman has to choose between the two. I don't think she just has to like, oh, don't go pursue a career, just be a stay at home mom.
Does men have to choose that?
As men, I don't think we really have a choice. I mean, you got a choice because you see people choose it every day. Some people choose not to do absolutely nothing. But realistically, as men, I'm pretty sure you feel and hear the same thing I hear. It's just something that tells you to get up and do something. Something that tells you to keep pushing, to keep fighting, to keep doing this, and I don't know. I don't know if that's like, testosterone giving life or what it is, but it's just something that I feel like the women don't hear that. And so it's hard for us to explain. That's a different thing, but that's what pushes us to go get into the workforce or should push us to get into the workforce and do those things. But it's 2024. Is there some stay-at-home dads because they want to be involved in their children's lives? Women's careers are taking off. The spectrum is being flipped on its head. Women are doing way more working than the men is. They're getting higher positions. They're getting higher salaries. So
it makes sense for him to stay home.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if that's what works in the dynamic for that family, I'm not gonna look down on them. If they happy and he at home and he raising his kids, ups to him because what dads aren't even visible at all.
I think you said it on a previous episode that like you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't have the family life and vacations and do everything.
You cannot.
But also chase your career and want to be at the top of the point of your career because you can't give 100% to both things, right?
You can't.
Here, I honestly think Harrison Butker said the most ignorant statement of all. I don't care if it's what Catholic school or what it is. The idea that you tell a room full of graduating people, with a good majority of them being women, that they should not try to chase after their career and instead should do like his wife did and give up her career to be a stay-at-home wife and mom and raise kids. And I get it. It is a full-time job being a stay-at-home parent. But the fact that you're telling them this at their graduation, hey, I know you just worked your ass off to get here, but this ain't important because you're a woman. That's what's important, and go do that. Like, that was the most ignorant thing ever. And if he has a job after this season, I would be surprised.
Why would you mess that up after you just sat there and broke history in the Super Bowl? You broke records, kicking the ball. We really just won because you was making all these field goals, if I'm just being real. And obviously, Patty in the pass to my boy in the end zone was the seal on the deal, or it sealed the deal. But at the end of the day, if you weren't making those field goals, we wouldn't even have had the opportunity to do that. And to get put in the limelight, and this is like the first thing you say, is just dumb.
Yeah,
That's like, why would you just discredit women like that? I just came from a graduation, and the majority of them were young women. And them young women already had 52 college credits, and they ain't even in college yet.
right.
They already certified. They got licenses and stuff. So they just supposed to just stop that and wait for some dude to procreate with them. So then sit at home on this.
That's the thing. He's making it seem like your dreams and aspirations don't mean nothing, or they come second to finding a husband. And no woman should be out here. Like, if her goal is to find a husband and have a family, that's all fine. That's wonderful. That's your life goal, and that's what I hope you accomplish that. But don't sit here and tell women who that's not their immediate goal, like, this is what you need to focus on. This is what's going to be important. Because some women don't want to have kids. Some women want to live at the top of their career, and they want to do what they want to do and enjoy their time and their money and their notoriety of whatever they build. Like, that's their goal, that's their dream. So to shit on somebody's dream like that, like, it's I think it's the dumbest move he could have made.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just diabolical. That's some nasty work right there. I had to combine both of those sayings. I've been using those a lot. But I don't understand why you would even throw that out there, because it's not like we out here tending the forums and they just wash laundry and dishes and, cook food, and that's that. The times are completely different. It's almost impossible to live on a single income anywhere.
Right.
So the fact that you even said that was just stupid.
And I think he said it to the wrong crowd.
Like, logistically speaking, like, you're a millionaire and you're telling people to, oh yeah, it's cool, just go be a stay-at-home mom, when your wife can do that because you make millions. Like, she doesn't have to. You're set. You don't have to do anything.
Kicking a fucking ball.
So you could sit on the bench the whole time and still make these millions. It's a completely different lifestyle for regular people. And someone is going to argue me into the ground and say, well, he had to work to get there and he chose a career path. People choose career paths every day.
But what if somebody would have told him, like, honestly, hey, don't try to go after football because only 1 in 300,000 make it to the NFL.
And a punter position at that.
Right.
Everybody's kicking footballs. What you really need to do is focus
on having a family. Find you a wife and have kids and just get you a good job.
You know what that's the equivalent of to me is when we were younger and everybody was telling us to go find a trade job because it was something easy to do and we wouldn't have to worry about this, that, and the third. Now, while it sounds like smart to say that, which it is, it's always good to have a trade. You'll never not have a job.
Right.
When the context that they said it to us in was that same context. Get a trade job. Don't worry about going to go do nothing else because you need to have this. Real men get on the roof and become carpenters and they lay carpet down and they do this and they landscape and it's like, well, what if I don't want to do that? What if I wanted to be astrophysicist or something like that?
Right.
What if I wanted to go and do, I wanted to be a chemist. So you telling me because I didn't want to do construction, I'm not a man? That's not gonna pay my bills? That's crazy. So that's the same thing as telling a woman be a stay-at-home mom. Like, that's crazy.
But and that bounces me back to when I said he's talking to the wrong audience. Like, you're talking to a group of individuals who literally just put in 2 to 4 years of hard work to build their career.
Right.
Right. If you wanted to give this message to somebody, you could have gave it to the person who doesn't want to go to college, who doesn't want to work, who, and we know a lot of them, who wants to sit at home and be there with her kids, or her kids might be in school and she's still just chilling at home doing her thing. Like, there's a group of people that he could have given this to who would have accepted it happily. But he's giving it to the people who literally just worked their ass off to graduate and start a career.
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog. That's what Randy would have said. No for me. Like, that doesn't even make sense. I wouldn't even say that. I don't even think it's fair to just undermine a woman. I mean, obviously, we are capable of doing some harder work than them. But as far as like money wise and how things are right now, just look at the stats. It's crazy. Women are in way better positions to do things right now. They the ones that's out here being a sponsor. They the ones out here driving Porsches and doing things, and that's on their own volition. I don't how they got it. That's on them. But I'm just saying, it's not like that no more. Where we the pushing stuff around. We the top dogs. A lot of people have been taking that backseat road. And like I said, if that's the dynamic that works for you, cool. I'm not shooting that down whatsoever. I'm just saying you can't just tell women go back to the 1950s.
Right.
We're 1852, and if you ain't got dinner cooked by 5, I'm knocking you out when I get home.
Just because that worked for you and your wife don't mean, and honestly, I don't think it works for him and his wife, because what I honestly feel like she's going to realize how much she missed out on later on in life. And it's going to cause a lot of problems between them, especially when he's not in the NFL anymore.
Because everybody looks back on their life. And when you look back on your life, you want to look back and feel like you accomplished something. And if you just sat at home all day and spent money and it's just there, and you were by yourself. So this is proving my point. She has to be there for that dynamic to work, but you're off working. So you guys aren't spending time. So you can't have the family and a successful career at once. It's not going to happen. That's unrealistic. And if you do, you have to make a common place for y'all to meet and have that dynamic where y'all just live just comfortably enough, but you have a family.
Right. I think in my household, we've just now gotten to the point where there's a healthy balance between like work and family life. But hey, you get there. Why don't y'all let us know what y'all think? Do y'all agree with Harrison Butker that a woman should put her career second to her family and kids? Or do y'all disagree? Follow us on social media before we forget the podcast, and we'll catch y'all next episode.
Peace.